Oh, I have a good one for him because he's a fucking
Fuck
pussy.
that guy, Dion.
He didn't text me back.
Fuck you, Dion. You can suck our dicks.
Facts.
I don't like to have fun, and I hate it. And
Fuck.
my whole thing is, if you aren't having fun,
Damn it! Shut up.
then I've done my job.
Oh, good
That's
start.
a great start.
That's not really me talking.
Oh, yeah.
Jay full screen.
And we're live, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to a show about.
Yeah, I don't like to have fun, and I hate it. And my whole thing is, if you aren't having fun, then I've done my job.
Oh, yeah.
And we're live, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to a show about trivia.
How's it going?
Hello. No, very excited to show off kind of the rest of my.
Tato! How's it going, man?
Not bad. Thank you for having. Excited to compete.
Oh, I am so sorry. I did not even throw it out there. My guy.
Do I think I have what it takes to win this match? Absolutely. Am I going to, take any of this time to do the arbitrary shit talking? Well, no.
So the time has come. The top 10 is here. All right, so my name is Henry Sanchez. I'm 22 years old, and I love movies. Point blank. There, guys, guess what? I have a guest today because we're actually going to do something a little different today. It's not actually going to be a review or actually talk about specific movies. We're actually going to do kind of like a game show / trivia little clip just to see how it works and have some fun with it. All right, so things got delayed a little bit. Our partner that was going to do the top 10 video with us couldn't make it today, so instead we improvised, and now we're making a new video, and it's going to be the top 10 movies that we believe would be better if they were either a full television series or a miniseries. This is Henry from Variety Films, and last week, if you noticed, that we did a podcast, and this week we're going to mix it up a little bit. We're not quite going to do a talking podcast. We're actually going to do trivia like we did a couple shows back.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Alrighty, guys, this is Henry Confidential, and we are on Dial In for Movies, and this is going to be the first episode of There Will Be Trivia via the internet.
Is that it?
Memories.
Is that the whole video? Hey, everybody. Welcome to Live Confidential Action, the roast of Henry Confidential. Legitimately the worst fucking idea Henry's ever had. And he's had so many bad ideas. This is the absolute worst. There's one person watching. Hello, Chris Diaz. How you doing? So that means that's going to be one watch on this video. I think it'll get a total of 8 views because Henry's going to jerk off to it at least 7 times. So, I mean, I'm glad to be here for one. Henry's taught me a lot of great lessons. Like, if you can't beat him, make sure you get yourself banned for life so it can be sour grapes for the rest of your life. Seriously, just going around the movie community, I think I can probably find more black people in Compton willing to talk to the cops than people in the movie trivia community willing to talk to Henry. But that being said, let's move on. We have a great dais here, but of course, one person could not be here. Madi Raymond sent in a long video for us to watch. And in a good change of pace, normally people like him force other people to make videos to send out. But he sent us a video of himself. So that's the first of 20 terrorist jokes you're going to hear about Madi. Henry, roll Madi's video.
Hello. You may be wondering why I'm pre-recorded while everyone else got an actual invite. And there's a few reasons. Number one, they wanted a panel or a dais that could, quote, pass as white, for optics reasons. But they wanted to keep me around because they had to fulfill something about DEI requirements. I'm not really sure what that is, but, but the real reason I'm not on the live stream with you guys is because I'm currently under investigation from the Secret Service about a potential assassination attempt, which, come on, look at me. If there was an assassination attempt from me, there would be a plane involved or explosions at least, and I wouldn't have missed. Like, come on. Do better. Amateur hour. But yeah, that's basically why I'm not there, although I did pre-record for whatever reason. We have John as our host today. Thank you, John, for hosting. I know this is past your bedtime, and I'm sure that you have a colonoscopy coming up based on how old you are. But he's here because Brian was unavailable, because I think Brian took his age seriously and was like, oh, I need to have my naps at this point. So, but yeah, we appreciate you, John. And also, I appreciate you for telling me about your experience watching Abe Lincoln die all those years ago. That's just a great story, man. JPO is here, and he's going to be up next, in case you care about spoilers for the roast order. But right now, he's most likely taking a nap. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask someone, just real quick, go poke him with a stick or something, feed him a coffee, make sure he's awake, because sleeping on camera, it's a bad look. We want this to be funny, not making audiences fall asleep. And JPO falling asleep does not do wonders for the show. I will also say JPO and Henry lived together for an amount of time. Less time than Kim Kardashian was married to a basketball player, but still an amount of time. So you can imagine how that roommate scenario went. Pez is here. Fun story about Pez is that first time I met him, he brought out toys of Gamera and Destroyer from the Godzilla universe, and then just let his wildest fantasies come true on camera too, no less. It was I've never seen what Pez showed me that day, and I don't think I ever will again for various reasons. But I'm glad that Pez is here because not often do we get to have him come out of his conservatorship and join other shows. So, glad to have you here, Pez. We're honored that you could make it out. Jay, I'm going to move on to you. You look like Post Malone went through a power wash, man. I don't know what else to tell you. Like, you just carry that vibe about you. And also, for some reason, every time I look at your arms, I keep seeing Deadpool's face in it. Like an angry avocado that Rob Liefeld saw and based his entire character design on. Like if you wore red, I wouldn't be able to tell the difference. Just on your arms, though, man. That you really, that burn victim thing, just not the best look. But you do what you're born. You do with what you got. Also, congratulations on the weight loss. I know that a lot of your exes have been found flat recently, and that you were offered a job as a steamroller. So proud of you for moving in a different direction where you can experience life in new ways. It's going to go great, man. Tato, I'm going to go on to you for a little bit. A lot of people most likely on this dais are going to talk about Tato lore. But I'm going to put a pin in that because you've always referred to me as, quote, one of the good ones. So I don't know where this Tato lore thing comes from. You're just a great guy, man, and I'm proud of you for getting sober. It's a great accomplishment from someone who's been sober for a while to another. It's huge for not only you, for the rest of us too, because now we don't have to listen to your drunk ramblings about Thanos being the one guy that you want to hang out with, because that was a thing that you thought was a good idea. Will is here. I've never seen Will as a comedian or as funny, so that'll be interesting. Good luck, buddy. We'll see how that goes. And just man of the hour. I was told 3 minutes, now I'm at 5, so fuck it, what are you going to do? Pull me off? You wish. Henry, I want to point out, actually holds a record book. Guinness World Records is going to come in and confirm this later, but he's actually been canceled more than Harvey Weinstein, Bill Cosby, and Kevin Spacey combined. That's GOAT numbers right there. That's Michael Jordan of being canceled, man. Good, just excellent work ethic on it. Just keep talking your talk, and I'm sure you'll hold the all-time record in no time. Which I'm pretty sure is held by Mel Gibson at this point, but I'd have to double check. But yeah, Henry, I've known you the longest, I think, of everyone here. It's been a long time. I was a lot less gray back then, and your YouTube channel was basically the same as it is now, to be completely honest. I think your YouTube channel is very similar to like the Madden games or the 2K games that come out every year. Like it's the same thing, just slightly updated, different sleeve. You know, nothing too crazy. Just a slight difference between the old version and the new version. I don't even know what the channel's called anymore, to be honest with you. I've been on it. I subscribe to it. Could I tell you what the name of the channel is? No. I couldn't. Sorry. I'm live on the channel right now. Couldn't tell you what it's called. But again, man, and to everyone, much love to all of you. As the token brown Muslim Canadian here on the panel today, I'm going to represent all of the groups that I just talked about in that little thing, and I'm just going to say on behalf of all of those people, I never liked any of you. I'm kidding, obviously. Much love, everybody. And for real, don't come up here. You guys made a mess down there. You stay there, clean it up. Once it's dealt with, then maybe we'll see. But for now, just keep your distance. All right? I don't need that mess up here.
Fair.
We good. We good. Please, stay down there where you belong. Peace out, everybody.
Hey, everybody! Surprisingly, not bombing at all. It's great.
Get into that later.
Yeah, coming up next, a man. Mehdi already spoiled it. JPO is going to be coming up next, and he is awake, so that's awesome. We did put him on first though, because he is going to fall asleep. By the time Will's going, he will be. He might not even be on camera. He will definitely be asleep. Runs ASAP.
He's asleep right now.
Hardest working man in the movie trivia community. He also loves wrestling, so I'm going to do a wrestling joke. Henry Confidential is the CM Punk of the movie trivia community. From Chicago, tattooed, thinks he's better than he really is, and he eventually ruins everything he's involved in. So, exactly. I didn't even put JP up yet. I didn't even introduce me yet. What are you doing? Stop doing this. I'll tell you when. JP is kind of like the NCAA as a wrestling promoter because he's fucked over more young athletes out of money than anybody else. That being said, he is the only person here stupid enough to live with Henry, Jordan Pierce Owens.
I did. Thank you. Please sit, all of you. Please. We're only 13 minutes into this 4-hour broadcast. We'll get there, guys. Get up for your host, John. Everybody. Wow. I mean, definitely doing a job. I don't know, you guys. Speaking of wrestling, I don't know if you guys know this. John tried his hand at pro wrestling. His name was Sean Sheridan. He spent years applying his trade. Obviously, it didn't work out, so now he's going to try to force his son into it. So, hopefully that will work out for him here. He did compete, though, in the 2003 Jersey J Cup. It's true. 2 of them went on to become WWE superstars. 3 of them are with AEW. 2 of them are with TNA. And John is currently signed to Lights Out. So, what's that? You got booted? You down my back? Might have cheated. Well, at least John's in movie Battleground. And what's that? He quit after I beat him? He's on Battleground either? Well, you know what, John? You're like a good professional wrestler that failed. You started your own trivia company because at least you won't fire yourself. So, Why We Love Horror probably will keep you around for as long as you want to stay there. So, good for you. You do have a beautiful wife, though. I got to say, kudos to that. Will, what a beautiful bitch. Your wife, Will, just so good looking. I was talking to your actual wife, though, the other day, and we were watching one of those videos where you guys dress alike, and even she went, gay. It was cute. It was really cute. This community is filled with a bunch of fucking nerds when John is considered one of the cooler people in the group, right? Like, we're doomed when John's one of the cool kids. Good job from Mehdi, by the way. That was cool. I did fall asleep because holy shit, how could you not during that fucking 14-minute video? Edit your shit down. All right, lower it. I actually too have a pre-recorded message. Let me see. Don't worry, this will take a lot less time than Henry could figure out how to play his intro. Here it is. There we go. That's my pre-recorded message. I just filmed that earlier today for all of you. You're welcome. All right, let me do everyone else's jokes on me. You're fat. You fall asleep. Cool. That's for me. Pez recently got a girlfriend. Buddy, congrats. I'm so glad to see it. I've seen 0 photos. You're always talking to her off screen. We know what's going on. She doesn't exist. Just fucking admit it. Speaking of, video partners, Will, John, you got Jordan Anderson. What fucking dirty blackmail does he have on you that you're still with Jordan Anderson? Holy shit, Pez. What did you do that you are still there week in, week out? I mean, are you Kevin Spacey of the community? Are you the Bill Cosby? You did something, you dirty son of a bitch. You did something that you're still on every goddamn tournament fight still to this day. Jordan Anderson will send me a 5-paragraph letter message about how mad he is. But Potato. Oh man. Except for Medea and sort of Henry, just a bunch of white people in here, and this is how Tato likes it, so he wouldn't have it any other way. Anyone else feel like Tato could have been like the next like Bill Gates or like president of the United States, but then he found weed? Like, there's an alternate universe where Tato's running the country. I truly believe that. I really do. Tato's lucky though. He gets to park in the handicap section all the time. He doesn't have a placard. Just people, see him for like 5 seconds ago. Yeah, that tracks. I'm sure he is. He's a lot there. That makes sense to me. Tato loves movies just like we all love movies. He once said to me, the ending of a movie is what really matters. You know what I mean? For instance, a movie that's only 4 stars and not S tier, 12 Years a Slave. Didn't like the ending. The last 3 minutes where he's free, he's like, lost me. You lost me. I was really invested until then. Jay, my buddy, that clip Henry showed at the beginning, you almost look like a different person. I mean, you look like Bam Bam Bigelow's fat illegitimate son in the clip, and now you're looking good, buddy. I mean, you still look like Bam Bam Bigelow's fat illegitimate son, but like in like the better, slightly less fat Bam Bam Bigelow's illegitimate son. That's a wrestling. After this roast, by the way, I know Jay always wants to plug, so you can follow him over at twitch.tv/no one gives a fuck. We're not watching it, Jay. None of us are watching you play fucking whatever Keanu Reeves Cyberpunk. Hey, I'm confused. If this isn't trivia, when will we know when Jay's had enough? Because, his whiteboard will be down, his arms will be crossed. You'll just still be the arms crossing, though, right? Like, when you've had enough? All right, he's had enough. John's girlfriend, Will, I love you. The only reason Will teams with John is for once he can be the pretty person on the team. It doesn't happen often, but with John, holy shit, are you easily the pretty person on the team. Will reminds me a lot of Charlie Sheen in many, many, many ways. My favorite Charlie Sheen movie is 8 Men Out, which is the polar opposite of Will's asshole. Get it? 8 Men In. Fucks dudes. That's what I was trying to get at there. Henry's here. Of course he is, because he forced us to fucking be here. You dressed up. You did your hair. You got a nice shirt on. You bumped his break. Great opening video there of you showing us just about like less than a quarter of all the shows you've been kicked off or canceled over the years. It was wonderful. But again, way less than a quarter of what he's actually been kicked off or canceled here. I should just read a list of the people that are in here. That'd be the roast I want to see. I would tell you to like and subscribe to the channel, but again, don't know what it's called. It doesn't matter. It's in 2 weeks. It will be called something else. But no, seriously, guys, if you like this, like and subscribe. If you love tournaments that never finish, this is the place for you. New trivia contests that will be fun and last an episode or 2, but then he'll just give up because someone will piss him off. Or this is the place for you. Speaking of channels, what channels were not here because Henry is banned from more trivia leagues than Harvey Weinstein is banned from pitch meetings. I mean, man's running out of places to go. That's again John logic of just opening up his own stuff here. Henry, have you not had a personal fight with anyone? I feel like you fought with Jay earlier, like today. He left the group for a little bit. Brian's left the group. You even pissed off Tato multiple times. How do you piss off Tato? The loveliest, most chillest, most sweet smokingest person in the league. I feel like I could stab Tato's father in front of him, and he'd probably forgive me quicker than he does for you. You son of a bitch. I did live with Henry for a solid 9 days. That's my bad, though. Maybe you should spend an afternoon with somebody before you commit to a move. Oopsies. Maybe you should Google Gary, Indiana before you move there. My bad. You made homelessness in Florida look really fucking appetizing. So you came back here and slept on a couch for 3 months. And I was like, this is the life. This is the life. Oh, man. Of course, your other nickname is Diesel, and which is apropos, because, again, unlike most honorees, you forced us to be here. You told us there. I'm getting roasted. Who's there? All right, that's how it works. You're the weirdest mix of people I've ever met. You remind me of like Anton Chigurh from No Country for Old Men and like a really annoying ex of mine. Like, you're callous in one way. I swear to God, I saw him one time smoke a stogie and go, if he dies, he dies. But then later on that day, go, why did you message me? I messaged you twice, and I saw you read the message. I fucking saw it. Okay, I'm like, all right, I'm sorry. My sister messaged me. I don't care. I saw you read the message. You are the weirdest mix of people, but I wouldn't have it any other way. You sensitive bitch that I love. You got good hair. You're working out, which is good because again, you were fat in those opening clips. And but we love you, Henry. That's why we're all here. That's why we're all giving you our time at midnight till 2 a.m. and Madi for 7 minutes via fucking Skype. And we love you more than you'll ever know. Good night. Hey, Sats, the Pierce Code.
Hey.
Oh, you're right. Yes. Give it up for JPO and his hat.
Yes.
All right. That was a very professional set. I have no notes. But coming up next, I'm sure we're going to have plenty of notes because Pez is next. Pez, yes. I was talking to Pez beforehand, and I said, Pez, who are you the happiest to have here? And he said, I'm very happy Pez is here because he'll laugh at everything I say. So that's important that Pez is here.
Oh, shit. Pez jokes. I'll tell you later.
Are you afraid of Pez jokes? Want to come back and do your Pez jokes?
That's fine.
Oh, no, I think I did do them. All right, no, I think I did them. Never mind. Ignore me.
You did a few, yeah.
Boo! Pay attention to your own set. 10 minutes long, Madi.
Anyway, Pez loves talking about his. I didn't even introduce him yet. What the fuck?
It was JPO's fault. JPO fucked up the floor.
I threw it up. Sorry, I'm sorry.
Jesus Christ. Henry, this is like Henry prematurely ejaculates even on this fucking stream. It's fucking ridiculous. Anyway, Pez has a gigantic DVD collection, loves talking about it. Even DVDs he hasn't even opened. It's the most like awkward, socially awkward shut-in behavior. So he must have that just to relate to other socially awkward shut-ins. And speaking of that, Henry's very socially awkward as well. The most human interaction he has in real life is when he has FedEx packages that need a signature. That's when he usually deals with other people. Yes. That being said, Pez of the Movie Hero Network, where he's known by the two fans of Movie Hero Network as the attractive, interesting one. Give it up for Austin Pezhel.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. John Marr hosting. Thank you for hosting, John. You know, John has a trivia league called Why We Love Horror, but it should be called Why Does John Love Asking About Slasher Movie Names? Because I swear, John, if I had $1 for every character name I've been asked about in your trivia league, I have enough money to make a Jagged Edge production that you could then shit on. Which is $5. John's partner Will Cohen is here. John and Will have a team called the Milwaukee Beers. And that makes perfect sense given that Milwaukee Beers are cheap, lacking in personality, and generally can't get the job done. Jay Burns is also here. I don't know a lot about Jay personally, but he does look like that one guy that's still in New York City for Occupy Wall Street, still just holding out hope with the signs. We'll eat the rich one day, Jay. Jay's favorite movie is How High? And that's the same question I used to ask every time I would see Tato on a stream, just how high today. But, you know, Jake Tato is here. Thank God he's here, and he's not drinking anymore. He gave up drinking and switched to pot. So he went from slurring his words and not knowing trivia to slurring his words and not knowing trivia. So we're rooting for you, buddy. Excellent work. Good best of luck to you. JPO is here. My fellow lonely Mark, my fellow lonely buddy. He's known for his internet issues even tonight. His internet's always a little wonky. His internet is about as reliable as the Jets' playoff chances every year, which is to say, not good. But I want to get to the main event here because most of my material is about our guest of honor here. Henry, don't you dare call him Sanchez Confidential. We're here to celebrate Henry, the man who's been run out of more communities than a black Amazon driver. We've all seen those videos. Come on. But you know, Henry himself is also a delivery driver. Excuse me. Henry, I certainly hope you're more successful at delivering packages than you are at delivering new episodes of your latest idea. Henry, he has all these ideas. He is a fantastic idea man. He's brilliant with just coming up with great creative ideas for shows and trivia. But, you know, I have an idea for you, Henry. Maybe come up with a show or a trivia tournament that you can actually fucking finish. Jesus Christ, I'm about as fulfilled as your content as a woman stepping out of your bedroom, which is to say just not at all. Well, I know. I'm kidding, Henry. No woman's ever come in your bedroom. The only action, let's be honest, the only actions Henry has seen is in the title of his channel, Live Confidential Action. That's about the most action he actually gets in Gary, Indiana. But, you know, I do love his channel, though, Live Confidential Action. He has a viral video on there. Hundreds of thousands of views, big time viral video. Congratulations. You know, it's a video of a fight in a gas station, some sort of a scuffle there. But Henry, I think it says a lot about you when the highest viewed video on your channel doesn't involve you whatsoever. It says a lot about the content of your channel. Henry loves hosting and participating in movie debates. He was a big part of Movie Battleground, but he quit after I knocked his ass out for the first time. He just flat out quit and complained. But we in the community, we all rallied behind him and told him how much we missed him. We missed him about as much as a herpes patient misses their last outbreak. Not at all. Henry's always touting his big top 100 list. It's always changing and being adjusted. But I should clarify, I'm talking about the top 100 movies of Henry, not the other ever expanding and growing top 100 list of people that can't fucking stand Henry's guts and want to kill him. That's also a big topic online. But, you know, his 100 is always changing. It changes a lot. He's always moving movies in and out of there. He moves them in and out faster than he moves roommates in and out of his house. Just constantly, just, you know, every week. And speaking of that, JPO, yes, lived with Henry for a matter of a few days. I think their roommate relationship lasted about as long as Henry's stint as a YouTube movie reactor. One of his other very, very long-lived ideas. But I'm always interested in what Henry's up to. And if you want to, also, you can head on over to his Facebook page. It's a great assortment of gym selfies and cornholing videos and praise for a guy named The Dude. You know, I'm not jumping into any conclusions, Henry, but your Facebook page sounds a lot like a Grindr page with extra steps. That's all I'm saying. Not that there's anything wrong with that. You be you, buddy. But, you know, maybe Henry will even grace us with those muscles, you know, before the end of tonight. Rip that shirt off and show us what he's working with. But before we get there, one last joke just to take us out on. Have a joke. What's the difference between Henry and an OnlyFans girl? Anybody? Well, with an OnlyFans girl, there's a chance that you actually get to see her asshole. But with Henry, he's just an asshole. But you know what? You know, we love you, Henry. You're our asshole, and I wouldn't have it any other way. So thank you very much. I'm honored to be here.
Yeah.
Hey.
All right, so I'm going to talk for about 30 seconds for Henry prematurely switches Tato into the middle, but Tato is next. Jake Tato Reese over there, doing great. We're a very inspirational story. Obviously, if you joined us a few years ago, Tato was a bloated, embarrassing alcoholic, and now he has given up alcohol and looks exactly like Tom Hanks at the end of Philadelphia. So it's a great journey for you to have made it that far, Tato. And Tato, what a nickname. When I think of a potato, they're usually brown on the outside, white on the inside, just like you like it. And speaking of weird nicknames in the community, Henry's nickname is Confidential. Like, there's nothing confidential about Henry. He posts pictures wherever the fuck he is. It's like, hey, I'm here. I'm in my underwear. Here's a picture. I'm in my car. Here's a picture. I'm in the gym in my underwear. Here's a picture. I'm in my kitchen in my underwear. Here's a picture. He has the Facebook, basically, stamina of a 75-year-old woman. He has the same Facebook habits as my mom. But anyway, Tato, I do appreciate that you've allowed the community to just have your character now be Tato Lord, that you're just an uncontrollable racist. So you've taken the hit for all of us. Thank you, Tato. Without any further ado, I'm going to turn it over to Tato.
Thank you. Good stuff so far, everybody. John, thank you very much for hosting. John is such a generic NPC that I honestly just couldn't come up with anything for him, which I assume is why he's the host here. You love horror movies. Cool. Good job. Austin Pez Howell. Austin Pez Howell talks like Chael Sonnen, and he looks like Chael Sunday. Austin Pez Howell cannot please a woman because he only knows how to go down for a 10 count. Austin Pez Howell is a co-host on the Movie Hero Network, and no, I didn't mean to say that one first as an introduction. JPO also here. I don't have any low-hanging fruit fat jokes for JPO. JPO also does not have any low-hanging fruit or fruit of any kind. No. We all know Jacob West in the community. He's called Papa what's lesser known, JPO has a very similar nickname. It's Data. Will Cohen, I don't want to go too hard on Will. He remembers where the hammer and nails are. It's could get crazy in here. The last time, but the last time a guy who looks like me roasted a guy who looks like Will, he ended up as a guy who looks like Jay. Jay Burns, God love you. Jay is here. Challenge. We don't know if Jay's really here or not. We don't know. It's always good to see you here in the year 2023, or is it 2025? Who knows? Jay, my Secret Tunnel teammate. We tell everybody that Secret Tunnel comes from Avatar: The Last Airbender, but really it's just what Henry calls Jay's asshole.
It's true.
And this is the first roast we have all done together, but we do know, of course, Jay is the first roast victim in the community. Madi, as we noted, is not here, which is terrifying. Everyone, eyes on the skies. Eyes on the skies, everybody.
That's why I'm in the basement.
Let's go. Now we move on to the man so humble he called his own roast, Henry Confidential. I love you. I thought about not doing a top 100 joke because, those are coming, but I realized that since the last time the top 100 joke has been done, it's been changed too.
Yes, no, that's
3 times. Henry changes his movie list more than I lose in ASAT. Henry's list lasts as long as Leo DiCaprio's girlfriends. Henry's top movie list lasts as long as Aaron Rodgers' Achilles. Fucking yeah. I got nothing else to say, man. Everyone else has got the roast. They've got the cancellations. They've got they've got all sorts of goodness for you. I'll just say it, man. I love you to death. I love the community. Thank you for having me. Good luck, everyone. This is awesome.
Michael Stipe, everybody. We love you in REM. That being said, without any further ado, I think everybody's been waiting for our next performer. Jay Burns is going to be up next. Jay, another success. Everyone's getting healthier in the community. Jay recently lost 70 pounds. He also an even bigger accomplishment. He lost 70 pounds, looks exactly the same, which is a very important thing that you've seen. Also, Jay has made a name for himself in the community. We know he got burned. It's tragic. He was screaming, needed help. And Jay now currently also is a person who screams over other people and obviously needs help. Not to be confused with Henry, who only burns when he pisses. This is Jay Burns, who's been burned all the time. Bring on, Jay.
Thank you, John. John, that's great. It's great to see you and Will here. I gotta say though, it's one of the weirdest meeting of the minds. It's like Lex Luthor and Otis from Superman 2 swapped hairstyles. At least these Milwaukee beers didn't crash Grinder this week. It's really weird that I'm here, but John Cryer and Jason Schwartz make a hell of a team, and Secret Tunnel will take them on it any day of the fucking week. Tato, I love you. You're one of my best friends in this fucking league, man. And the lore gets so deep and super dark, which is weird because if most people knew the lore, they'd probably think you would try to beat it like you just pulled over Rodney King. But this man's overcome so much, and congrats on your sobriety, baby. We love you. Much love from the Secret Tunnel. And you know what? Fuck Austin Pez Howe. I don't even know this guy well enough to roast him. But you give me one episode of his show with Jordan Anderson, that's 4 hours, by the way. I'll have enough fucking material. Also, I know it's already been stated, but open some of those fucking Blu-rays, my guy. You're giving me anxiety. I don't know how you can listen to this squeak when you pull them out to be like, oh, I have this. Guess what? It's not open. Madi, where the fuck are you? Oh, wait, what's that? Oh, that video that wasn't even actually Madi. That was just Justin Trudeau showing off his next upcoming Halloween's costume. Well, fuck. God damn it. Oh no, that joke just bombed. I heard that Medea has been black bagged and disappeared. Speaking of disappeared, hey JPO, where's episode 304? How do you know I'm fucking? Also, how do you know I'm fucking Keanu Reeves in Cyberpunk if you're not watching? Good shit, idiot. No, I'm fucking with you, buddy. I love you. But this whole session with men underpants fighting over when they aren't even actually wearing pants is weird. It's 2024. If you're gay, you can just come out and say that. It's fine. This is the internet. Nobody's gonna judge you for it. But you're so deep in the closet with this bullshit, you're finding next decade's fucking Christmas presents. Who else do we got left? Oh, John. No, I already roasted you. Me? Before I get to Henry, I'm gonna roast myself a little bit. Shit, y'all. I'm a fat alcoholic. I've lost more friends and family members in this last year than I have weight. So there ain't a goddamn thing that y'all can say about me that's gonna hurt my fucking feelings. I'll light myself on fire like I'm a Buddhist monk. Henry, the man of the hour. I'm sorry, bro. I gotta make this quick. I just started a movie. I'm like 5 minutes in. So we all know that Henry is a one-man train. He's a diesel. I've never known somebody so fucking egotistical yet genuinely kind as shit. Like, this motherfucker is just one of the nicest people with the biggest egos, and it blows my mind. You know how they say that, like, people become like those people that they hang out with the longer you hang out with them? I just have one thing to say on that. Hold on, I gotta change my top 100. It's all right, buddy. Go ahead. We know you're just gonna go ahead and slide into some DMs and fuck a cornhole. I mean, fuck a cornhole. Play some cornhole. All right, nah, buddy. You're fucking great. This was a blast. I love everybody here. Thanks for having me, man.
Nicely done. Hey, we appreciate having you here. And most of us are surprised you're staying. So thank you for staying for the entire show. We appreciate it. Coming up next, Will, you're coming up next, man. I guess a lot of people would think I don't have anything bad to say about Will. I really don't. I mean, everything I have to say about Will is just the truth. Will is on his third marriage, so he's been divorced twice, which is proof that women also find him annoying and don't want to be around him. So that's important to know. Also, when Will was younger, he used to be a model. I don't know if you guys knew that you can't really tell it by looking at him, but he was a model. It was for kids that need special needs helmets. He would model those. But speaking of models, I mean, like Henry, right? Henry always gives us great modeling pictures in his underwear. And I'm waiting for whatever company makes those 6-packs at Walmart. That sponsorship deal is coming through for you, Henry. I promise. All right. Anyway, without any further ado, my partner, my best friend, Will Cohen. Bring him on here.
Thank you so much for that warm introduction, John. You know, here's a true story about John. When John and I were hanging out here in Utah, someone actually went up and tried to get an autograph from John, and they were really, really pissed when they found out it wasn't Billy Corgan. So, let's start. Let's start with the lowest hanging fruit, because there's no way he can actually fucking jump. Austin, how you doing, man? Austin loves his monsters, man. Austin loves his monsters. He loves Godzilla. He loves King Kong, and he loves everyone on the Movie Hero Network. And obviously, he knows monsters. He hangs out with Henry. Oh man. Where's Henry's action figure? Is it coming? Because Henry's about to come. Just thinking about an action figure of himself. Jeez, Henry, I got it. What is with the outfit? Are you trying to hop on a grinder, telling everyone that you're like Kroger brand Luke Evans here? Like, what's going on here? Are you hoping that someone really, really likes Logan that much to want to fuck you? No, that's not going to happen. Sorry. Oh, speaking of things that we never thought was going to happen, Tato did get sober. And it's really impressive that he was able to drink so much with the white hood over his head so often. Tato has always been really nice to me. He every single time I go on stream, he keeps on saying, "Man, I really loved you in Rushmore," and it's just great. you know, I'm looking at this entire dais, you know, quite frankly, and it's like, wow, I didn't realize that I was brought in to try and bring in some more diversity into this group. You know, we don't know what the hell Jay is, to be fair. But you know, we was white, and then there's, you know, the Jew who also dresses like a lesbian. So it's perfect. It's perfect for Henry. Oh Jesus, where JPO? What can I say about you? Like, I absolutely love JPO, but I do have a question. What the fuck is the deal with all the chicken fingers, my guy? Come on. Seriously, if you have three more fingers, Henry will actually date you. It's fine. And Jay. Has Henry ever asked you to trim the beard because it tickles his balls too much? I'm just kind of wondering. Jay's a really interesting character. He's like one of those Chatty Cathy dolls that brags on the package. It can say over 100 phrases, but when you pull the string, the only thing it says is "you fuck." It's fine. Getting the only Jay drinks so many fucking Trulies and White Claw. Like, I'm just kind of wondering, like, when he got divorced and became a single mom. I kind of have to wonder. Oh, it's a good thing Henry's head is down because it's coming for you now. Oh, Henry Sanchez, Henry Confidential, whatever the fuck you're going by, so you don't have to pay child support this month. This man has been kicked out of Movie Battleground. He's been kicked, he's been rejected by Multiplex, and just by looking at him, he was rejected by the Juggalos. I don't know how you keep going. Oh, everyone kept on, everyone used to say to me, oh, if you look at the word dick in a dictionary, you would find Henry. And it's like, no, because no one wants to turn to that page and see a tattooed dick of Batman on the tip. No one wants to see that. This man is the one who says to John and I on a constant basis, man, your picks are shit, your picks are shit, your picks are shit. This guy saw the Batman so many times, Warner Brothers owes him a check. Or at the very least, the key to where they're hiding Batgirl. So chances are Henry has actually seen Batgirl and is now we can't get it because he's jerked off in the print too much. Oh man, if scientists actually spent as much time looking for the cure for cancer as Henry spends on Grindr, we would have the over-the-counter cancer medication at this point. Just saying. But with all due sincerity here, I said this very early on when I came into this little band of miscreants here. If you can't make fun of your friends, they are not your friends. And the fact that all of us have now band together and just absolutely shit on each other proves we are as dysfunctional as friends get, but we are still friends nonetheless. Now, if you excuse me, I have to go look for him, Madi, because he says that I have to, I have to meet him on a giant X in the middle of Israel. So that's my time.
Well, Cohen, everybody.
That's it.
Well, the fact that JPO is lit by a nightlight that we're turning in for the night, so we're going to be winding it down. We're gonna go to Henry in a second. Don't put Henry in the middle yet. And just so you know, if you made it this far, if you've been watching this whole time, you've earned a spoiler for the next show that's going to be on Live Confidential Action. And Henry had sent me a text earlier, which I tried to add something. I've committed it to memory. It's like, yo, dude, I got a great idea for a show. I'm going to bring my friends on, and they're going to just talk about what they would do if I took my cock out and they sucked it. Tato and Jay are already in. Are you in? Anyway, I'm not going to be on that show, but for Henry's going to talk about some more. The man of the hour. Can you believe he's single? Henry Confidential.
This just in. Diaz just signed up, actually.
Diaz signed up. There you go. He's not your friend then.
We've had over one viewer this entire time, so I assume that it was in Diaz the entire time. So I want to start off by saying it's very insensitive for me to call this the roast of Henry Confidential, knowing that Jay Burns was in audience the entire time. We know his history and everything he's been through. It's very insensitive of us, as well as the possibility that at least one of Will Cohen's ancestors might be watching this after the fact. That's very insensitive, and I just don't want to put that on my conscience, knowing that was a possibility. No, but Will Cohen, I appreciate you for showing up, because everything that you've done for this community, you've studied your ass off. You've studied your way through this. I almost thought that your name was Jordan Anderson halfway through it. Speaking of Jordan Anderson, Pez, you're my team partner in multiple leagues, because unfortunately your back was too strong to carry Jordan Anderson the entire time. So you had to kind of go over it and team up with me. So at least at the bare minimum, it would be 60-40. Unfortunately, if we watched this entire roast of Henry Confidential, and we would have had this about a year ish ago, back when Tato was drinking and he was taking a sip of his Gatorade every 5 minutes, it would be about 4 hours long, which reminds me that's the length of the average movie the tournament fights for over on Movie Hero Network. So Pez, shout out to you. I'm glad you were able to make it this time, because I know you had to schedule this at 6 p.m. Eastern time, so you made this at midnight, because I know that time it just doesn't time up there. And speaking of that, I'm glad you also did that, because JPO, you are awake. Shout out JPO. If you watch the opening clip, JPO, he's been doing this for a long time, even longer than me. I've been doing this for a long time. That's something I've been proud of this entire time. But JPO, you've been doing this for a long time. And luckily for JPO, not much has changed. Realistically, if you actually look at it, viewer count, subscribers, not much changed the entire time. You've been pretty consistent the entire time. If you look at your viewers the entire time, if you look at the comments, most of it has been Steve Mesa, and pretty much every bot he's been in the comments of, which is also the Google bots that's got him his answers for the entire times of all of his championships that he's got. Speaking of championships, Jay, you've never won one, so I love you, and I just wanted to shout out that Jay, you've been a great person in this entire league. If you actually look at Jay and you're like, hey, what's the definition of ICP meets MGK? And that is Jay Burns. But unfortunately, that's someone that when you actually ask Jay about his interests, it's like Asian culture and British. So it's like the exact opposite of those things. And it makes no sense to me. Speaking of things that are just not open to diversity, Tato, I love you, Bubbas. But if you open the doors, I literally asked you, like, hey, who's your favorite team of all time? You say the Chicago Bears. Who's your GOAT? You say Tim McMahon. I say, why? You just had Justin Fields. And I'm like, all right, I won't go into specifics, but you just drafted Caleb Williams. Why? I mean, I like half of like what he's got. I'm like, what does that mean? And you're like, I don't want to talk about it. Tato lore is the concept of the things where it's like, dude, what does Tato lore mean? You're like, if you got to know, you can't afford it. Speaking of Z Jobs, John, you're the guy where it's like, yo, how hard are you working? And you're like, I'm working harder than anybody who's ever been in this community, which makes a lot of sense, because it's just white people in this community, unfortunately, because everyone else in this community, they're not working that hard. It's a lot of white privilege and all that stuff. John, I appreciate everything you've ever done. You're a good dude. You try your hardest. If you look at your notebooks, it's either fucking the Zodiac, someone who looks like Will, who's never been texted back in his entire life, or just, someone who's like, oh, I need to win trivia. I love everything that you guys have ever done. Just appreciate it. So, by the way, are we all confused on why Medi's not here? He literally sent a phone-in video of like, hey, I want to, do some trivia. I mean, I want to do some like roasting, but why didn't you show up? It's probably because he didn't want to bomb. By the way, I wanted to say that I was really surprised that joke was going to land, but like no one really went there, because I feel like everyone thought that they were going to go there and didn't go there. No, it's a lot of fun. I appreciate you guys all showing up. Obviously, blah, blah, blah. But at the end of the day, I'm never going to sign up for something, or I'm never going to pitch an idea of something where I'm not going to be, the point of it. You know, if like, hey, let's roast Jay. There's 10 hours of things that we could roast Jay for. Obviously, he did it before he was 2 years old. There's about 10 things that we can roast Tato for, but obviously, you know, his dad did it before he left. There's everything that Pez can do, and it's obviously everything done before he just got his first girlfriend in the last couple months. There's everything that Joe could do, but obviously he did it before he left Gary, Indiana for 9 days. Will, he can't pitch a tent either. That's fact. If you're literally read Will's whiteboard, that's literally the definition of what his wife says, because he doesn't wear the pants in the family. That's why he has to put his kid every night. That's why we can't do trivia until 10:30 EST or later. And then everything about John, obviously we all know that he can't grow hair, so fuck you. There's the definition of, hey, if it's John, Brian, or Tato, what's the difference? Honestly, the fact that there might be a black person in the vicinity of, you know, an hour. I appreciate you guys all for showing up. At the end of the day, I do genuinely think I have thick skin, because I know I can take it, but I also know that I can dish it. Obviously, cancel me. We all know the jokes for that. But at the end of the day, anybody who's watching this, whether in the present or just, you know, in the future, at the end of the day, I've been doing this for a long time. If you look at the comments, you know, I've been on just YouTube in general since 2016, technically speaking, but in terms of like anybody who's like even potentially been in this community since about 2017, I've done a lot. I've been through a lot. I've been in a lot of communities. Cancel not. That's not kind of not the point of what I'm going to go with, but I do know that I've you know, I've grown a lot of friendships. You know, I've made some mistakes. Nobody's perfect at the end of the day, but if anyone is willing to grow from anything that they've ever, you know, done, gone through, potentially go through, just look at me kind of as an example of like, hey, at the end of the day, I can make a mistake, I can do wrong, but I can grow from it. Because if that wasn't the case, then we'd all be John's hairline. We all do know that the fact that there is an ability to grow and kind of develop from this. So I just want to shout out everyone that's kind of, you know, been in my past, because they're not here. You know, I've kind of talked behind the scenes of like, hey, people that, you know, in my perfect world that I would want to be on the roast list, because I've been doing this. Yes, no one can read your fucking handwriting, Richard Goodacre. But anyway, so we all know that at the end of the day, we all know that I've been doing this for a long time. So there's plenty of people that's not with this community that's been doing this kind of before COVID. So I just want to, you know, give a shout out to Mike Hanley, one of my first teammates the entire time. Andrew the Dude Hayes, who was kind of in the, you know, the video. I kind of edited it beforehand. Zabi, Madi's little brother. Shout out to him. He literally was the definition of like, hey, yo, this is kind of fucking nerdish, and my friends are gonna make fun of me. I'm gonna quit. So we kind of got ahead of it. So shout out him. Shout out, you know, everyone over on Multiplex. But that was a good joke. I didn't want to get because damn it, I'm really actually disappointed in myself. Shout out to the very first ever roast in this community, which is not the roast, because by the way, Nazario was like, yo, fucking, you know, I did this one time, but also only 30 people watch it, so does that really count? But if this does get traction and people do watch it ever, this will be called a new series of Your Roast Sucks. So I do want to shout out that. So in case, you know, everyone wants to
Nazario.
Exactly. And Nazario in the comments. We no, he doesn't have internet over in Panama. But no, shout out to everyone over on there. I love you guys. You know, we've been through a lot, everything. So, you know, if you're watching this, you know, in the future, shout out to you guys. At the end of the day, I can't speak for the past. It is what it is. We can only grow and move forward. So if you're willing to move forward with me, I'm willing to move forward with you. If not, I respect your opinions. Everyone here, John was the most, you know, like, hey, this is never going to fucking work. But guess what? We had 7 people that actually agreed to show up and actually be on camera. Madi, you're a fucking pussy. But everyone else, no one left ahead of time. So my confidence is that. So I appreciate. Shout out Jay Burns. Shout out Jake Tato. Shout out Austin Pezal. Shout out JPO. You're not asleep. Shout out Will. You haven't had to change your son's diapers. And shout out John. You haven't had to go, you know, fucking yell at your kids for like, you know, disappointing you or whatever the fuck. You literally had to add another room in your house to like, you know, get away from them. And then Pez, I'm happy that you're happy. Tato, I'm happy that you're happy. And Jay, I'm happy that you're never going to be fucking happy, but at least you're willing to fucking be with us at the bare minimum. My name is Confidential. Giving over to John for the last minute because you are technically the host. It's all yours, buddy.
Hey, if you're stuck with us this entire time, subscribe to whatever this channel is called right now. It's called Live Confidential Action right now. If you're watching this video in the future, I have no fucking idea what this channel is called. You should like anyway. And if this isn't a time capsule showing what life was like in 2024 or 2023, if you're Jay, this is exactly what it's like. So thank you for tuning in. We won't see you next time. This is never going to happen again.
Nope.
Fuck.
Fuck you, Dion.